I watched some weird ones that like I would be embarrassed to say when I was a child, but now I'm an adult, so I could say it. I used to watch Care Bears.
Hey everyone, welcome back to another What's Up Doc episode. We're the hosts. My name is MJ.
My name is Adam.
And we'd like to say thank you for coming back to another episode of the MJ and Adam Show, a place where you can improve your listening by hanging out with your two friends, me and Adam, becoming a part of our conversation because, hey, we want to help you out as much as possible. Another way you can help yourself is by checking out our website, mjandadamshow.com, where you can sign up for one-on-one online lessons with me. So you're not only listening, but you can now speak. This is speaking, and become a part of our Next Step community, get downloads of our episodes, and you can become a part of our Zoom chats that we have every month. Live streams on Facebook, really cool stuff where you can learn even more. If you're interested, definitely check out the website. Huge thank you to everyone who has signed up so far. It's been great to talk with everybody. Today, we're going to be talking about something close to our childhood hearts and maybe even recent ones.
Oh, yeah.
Favorite cartoons.
What's up, Doc?
If you have a TV, growing up as a child, all of us had spent a long time in front of that TV watching TV programs, TV shows. And probably the big percentage of those programs were cartoons. But Adam, let's start off with our childhood.
Okay.
How often would you say you were in front of the TV watching cartoons? And give me some titles if you remember them.
How often was I in front? How often was I not in front is the real question.
Yes.
I spent my entire childhood watching cartoons. And I don't even know when it started, but I would watch them back to back after school, Sundays, Saturday mornings when they were on. So wake up on the mornings on Saturday and Sunday. And first thing I do, grab a bowl of cereal and sit in front of the TV to watch my morning cartoons. Yeah. Saturday morning cartoons were huge. It's like the biggest, like, from, I don't even know, like probably like 6, 7 o'clock to 10-ish. Sometimes, yeah, if you know how to flip the channels, you can ride it out until lunchtime. After school, ritual, and then on Saturday and Sunday.
Yeah.
What I watched was very different shows. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Oh, man. Here's a Half Shell.
Was a big one. Here's a Half Shell. Turtles in a Half Shell. I watched some weird ones that like I would be embarrassed to say when I was a child, but now I'm an adult, so I could say it. I used to watch Care Bears. I had nothing to do and there was nothing else to watch, so I ended up watching Care Bears. Okay. And Inspector Gadget was another one.
Oh, yep.
There was a cartoon called Cops on TV, and that was probably my favorite show. Out of all the cartoons. It was on Saturdays. It was so good. Like, for me as a child, the cops were all like, they had like special powers.
Was there like a cowboy one?
There was another one with a cowboy called Brave Star, which I was a fan of too. I had like a fanny pack, Brave Star fanny pack. He was a cowboy in outer space who rode a robot horse. But yeah, Cops was good because there was these cops. They weren't going after bad guys, but they all had their own special like ability. Yeah. So the chief of police was like a robot basically, but he was a human, so kind of like a cyborg. Yeah. One of the cops had a police dog that is a robot. He could transform, and they all had like all the cops had something special about them. Whoa. Even the bad guys. There was one bad guy. Her brain was in like a glass jar attached to her head. Okay. Yeah, so it's like weird but cool. Futuristic. And I don't know if anybody else watched this in anywhere, like even in America, nobody talks about this show.
Yeah, I don't remember this one.
It could have been a Canadian show, who knows. But those are the ones I watched as a child. Wow. Some of them.
All right. So I definitely, like you, was watching, the TV is set for these kids to watch. So the big one, like we were saying, was the Saturday morning. Sunday morning was another one, but I feel like Saturday was like the big one where you're going to watch a lot. And as well as after school, I feel like there was like an afternoon time from like 2 to 5 or something.
2 to 5 or 3 to 6.
Yeah, where I remember so many times me and my sister like indulging with snacks and watching all these cartoons until we hear our mom's car drive up to the house. We're like, clean up, move everything out, turn off the TV and get your homework out.
All the books.
There were so many. And like we were talking about, it changes between your age and how young you are and how old you are. When I was younger, I definitely remember watching so much DuckTales, and then that transformed over to like Tailspin. Gummy Bears was another one. These are all old Disney TV shows, everyone.
Goof Troop.
Goof Troop was, every once in a while, Goof Troop. Then it turned into like, Saturday morning X-Men. When that came on the scene, that was like huge. Everyone was talking about X-Men, and you were not cool if you didn't watch X-Men.
Didn't watch it.
But it was so awesome. So everyone enjoyed it. There were a few that really hit hard, and I might have talked about this in our past like anime manga episode. But there's a line between anime and cartoons that I think we see bigger as Westerners, where anime is anything, any animation from Japan is anime. Right. This might be a surprise to some people in Japan, but that's what it is. Anything made in America or other than Japan is a cartoon. Or you can look at it as well as a cartoon is maybe more for children. Right. And anime is mostly leaning towards kind of maybe serious topics, more kind of action. Maybe people are like dying and stuff. But I remember every day waking up at like 6 a.m. to go downstairs while everyone else is asleep. I go downstairs and I would watch some anime that I found out that was playing like 6 a.m. Watching and recording on VHS Sailor Moon and Ronin Warriors. Those two were like, oh my gosh, so like blowing my minds. But that was like a big part of watching cartoons, because I didn't even know what anime was back then. All right. That's a few. Now let's move over to quickly to talk about current as adults. I think our generations have been changing so much, where our parents who maybe didn't grow up with watching TV so much weren't into it as they were getting older. But now our generation, who has grown up watching TV and cartoons, there has been a shift in cartoons being made in North America for adults. Right. Yeah. The Simpsons was probably the biggest one to become as massive as it is, super popular. But now there's more and more that are pushing the limits of what could be okay in a cartoon. And pretty much we've learned there are no limits. You can get swearing, you can get like nudity, profanity, like everything, alcohol, drug use, everything can be in cartoons now, because it's like, oh, we can do anything. So let your imagination run wild. So what are a few titles, Adam, that you've been watching recently?
The main one is Rick and Morty, I think, for adults. And I think it's really popular in North America.
Super popular.
Like, it's one of the shows that almost all the adults around our age group would watch and talk about. They deal with like politics and different social things, social events and stuff like that are difficult to talk about in an actual TV show. But they do it in a way that you have to really think when you're watching it. Like, you can watch it for fun, and you can like actually read into what they're talking about.
Yes. It can
that's
get
one
deep.
of them. I have a subscription to Netflix, so I have a lot of those cartoons as well. There's this one called Big Mouth, and it's like just exactly what MJ was talking about. All the profanity you can imagine.
Okay.
Not for children. There's also South Park as well.
South Park was, definitely one of its kind when it first came out, and has turned into, kind of like you were saying, it's very political if you read into it more, and like the message. But on the surface, it's like just profanity and like just these kids like running around doing crazy stuff. But they're talking about like real life politics, things that are happening in the world. Yeah. to go back even further, actually, to talk about adult cartoons, Beavis and Butthead, The Max, Eon Flux.
Yes.
Were ones that were on the edge of like just not being like cartoons. Like, yeah, they were drawn, but there was nothing about them that was like you wouldn't really think, you're not thinking of a cartoon. It's just like an animated
show.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
It's like calling manga a graphic novel, you know?
Right. Yeah.
But it's grown, and there's turned into more of like a cute kind of aura around cartoons. Yeah. I remember a friend of mine who is all about cartoons. There's Cartoon Network in North America, everyone, where it's just cartoons all the time on this one channel if you have cable or satellite. And my friend, whenever I go to his house, he'd always be watching Cartoon Network. He's like, oh, you should watch this. And a few titles I remember are Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends. Do you know about that one?
I don't know that one. Yeah. It's
a foster home for imaginary friends. So like kids that have imaginary friends, and as they grow up, they lose them.
Oh yeah.
And so these imaginary like crazy creatures, monsters, go to this one person's house, this old lady's house, and they wait for adoption for another kid to come along and pick them up. And that's the story. What else? And then the one recent that I've been getting into is Adventure Time. And that's kind of popular in Japan. That you can find it, and you can see it like Village Vanguard. They have characters and stuff. Right. And that's really another weird one that's like, it can get deep, but pretty much overall, it's very wacky, very out of this world. You're like in a fantasy world like the whole time. It's weird. It's like the jokes are kind of dumb. That's what is entertaining for people.
It's funny about it.
It's thinking about SpongeBob SquarePants. When that came out, like it was, kids show, but I remember it was huge in college kids. Like the majority of people that were watching it were kind of adults, young adults. And it was funny because of like how ridiculous it was. So many titles, everyone, that are within the cartoon realm for adults. For this generation who grew up with watching cartoons as young kids to continue watching cartoons and not feel bad about it.
There's no otaku, like I feel like there's no otaku culture for cartoons like there is for anime.
It's not separate.
Like
it's just like, oh, you like watching cartoons. I watch a lot of Cartoon Network. But there's no like category or a term for them. The people who do that. That's true, because everyone does.
Yeah.
Well, there you have it, everyone. Me and Adam talking deep about cartoons. We thought we were just going to be talking about our favorite ones, but actually kind of opened up to learn like, wow, it's something that has evolved and grown with us, with the times.
Right.
Ever changing. We'll see what the future has to hold. Let us know in the comments down below. Do you watch cartoons? Do you watch anime? Are you an otaku? Let us know. Let's get a conversation going. Or hey, if you're a part of the Next Step community on the private Facebook channel, let's start a post going. What's your favorite? Let's share some cartoons. Be a good time.
And of course, you can hit us up. You can check out our other SNS channels, TikTok, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. We have all of them. Go to one of those, send us a message, like and comment as well. Start a conversation. It's up to you.
Only you can start the conversation.
Exactly.
All right, everyone, that's it. We'll see you on the next step.